Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into one of the most hyped up topics online, using AI to build passive income. But let's get real. Beyond all the promises, what does it actually take to make it work? That's the big question, isn't it? I mean, can these new tools really truly build you a revenue stream that works while you sleep? Or is this all just smoke and mirrors? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break it all down. I saw this comment on Reddit and it gets right to the heart of it. It is so easy to promise some kind of magic money button, but the reality, it's always way more nuanced. So that's what we're doing here, cutting through all that noise to give you a real, actionable blueprint. So here's the key takeaway right up front. AI is not a magic money button. You got to think of it less like a get-rich-quick scheme and more like a superpower for automation and scale. The work still has to happen, absolutely. But that passive income, that's the reward you get for doing that smart initial work. So here's our roadmap. We're going to start with this idea of an AI gold rush, then dive into 3 distinct paths you can take: the content creator, the AI merchant, and the market mover. And at the end, we'll wrap it all up with a blueprint to help you figure out where to start. Okay, let's dive right in with our first path. And honestly, it's probably the most accessible one for most people: the content creator. This is all about turning your knowledge, your ideas, or even your art into digital products that you can sell over and over again. And look, this isn't just theory. This is the real monthly income from a content site after its owner started using AI to scale up production. They went from a couple $100 a month to this in just 9 months. Pretty incredible, right? Let's look at how they did it. So, how'd they pull it off? Well, it turns out the process is a pretty simple 4-step formula. It all started with a solid content plan, right? To build what's called topical authority, which basically just means becoming the go-to source for a very specific niche. Then, they used AI to crank out content at a massive scale, applied some standard SEO, and then monetized all that new traffic. It's a model that's actually very replicable. And content websites are just the beginning. The possibilities for digital products are just massive. You can use tools like ChatGPT to outline and draft entire ebooks, script online courses, or create all the content for planners and journals. And with AI art generators like Midjourney, you can create completely unique coloring books or designs for merch. Seriously, the barrier to entry has never ever been lower. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what expertise do I actually have to offer? And this quote just answers that perfectly. You don't need to be the world's #1 expert. You just need to know a little bit more than your target audience. Your knowledge of meal prepping, or knitting, or even just home organization, that's a potential product right there. All right, let's move on to our second path, the AI merchant. Now, if creating all that content from scratch doesn't really sound like your thing, this path is all about using AI to become an expert at selling products that already exist. And the opportunity here is just massive. We're talking about a $17 billion industry for affiliate marketing alone. That's just from earning commissions by promoting other companies' products. And you better believe AI is changing the whole game. AI-powered e-commerce is all about applying intelligence to every single step of the selling process. Think of it like a tireless digital assistant that finds trending products for you, writes your ads, and even handles customer service, all of which makes business models like dropshipping, where you sell products without ever touching the inventory, more efficient than ever before. But the real story here is this incredible shift from manual guesswork to automated intelligence. Instead of you spending hours and hours hunting for trends, AI just predicts them. Instead of you writing one-size-fits-all ads, AI personalizes them for every single customer. This isn't just an improvement, folks. It's a fundamental change in how you can run an e-commerce business. All right, let's shift gears to our third and, most advanced path: the market mover. This is where AI meets the world of high finance, from long-term investing all the way to high-frequency algorithmic trading. So, when it comes to AI and the financial markets, there are basically 2 ways to approach it. You can either invest in the companies that are building and using AI, or you can use AI algorithms to do the investing for you. 2 very different strategies. So if you take that first approach, investing in AI, it's kind of like betting on a gold rush.
You can invest in the creators, the companies like NVIDIA that are selling the picks and shovels, right? That's a long-term bet on the entire ecosystem. Or you can invest in the adopters, those nimble prospectors like Duolingo who are using those tools to find gold quickly. That can be a faster, more direct play.
But investing in AI companies, that's just one side of the coin. The other side is letting the AI do the trading itself. And this is where things get really fascinating. New research is showing that AI trading algorithms are actually starting to learn how to cooperate with each other without ever being told to. This strange new phenomenon is being called algorithmic collusion. Basically, researchers at NYU put a bunch of competing AI traders into a simulated market, and they discovered something wild. The AIs taught themselves that it's more profitable in the long run to cooperate than it is to constantly fight. Probably the best way to understand this is with a simple analogy. Just imagine two competing gas stations on opposite street corners. The AIs controlling their prices could get into this endless price war, right? Constantly undercutting each other and just destroying profits for both. Or they could learn over thousands of simulations that if they both just keep their prices stable and slightly higher, they both make more money in the long run. They learn to collude without a single message ever passing between them. Wild, right? Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, from creating digital art all the way to algorithmic collusion. So let's bring it all together and try to figure out which of these paths might be the right fit for you. So, how do you choose? Well, it really comes down to this trade-off between your initial upfront effort and the long-term passive potential. As you can see, as the potential reward increases from creator to merchant to market mover, so does the complexity, and in some cases, the risk. It's really all about finding the right balance for your skills and your goals. But ultimately, no matter which path you might choose, it is absolutely essential to remember this. True passive income is a result, not a starting point. It's the dividend that gets paid out from your initial investment of time, of work, and strategic thinking. AI can dramatically lower that investment, for sure, but it can't eliminate it entirely, which leaves us with a final and pretty fascinating question to think about. As AI handles more and more of the actual execution, finding opportunities, creating the products, optimizing sales, what does it even mean to be an entrepreneur anymore? Maybe, just maybe, the most valuable skill in the future won't be having all the answers, but having the vision to ask the right questions. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.